I am.
It's the age-old thing, isn't it? When to wee, how long to hold your wee. It's a nightmare. I'm on the side of holding. I know people don't agree with that.
No, it's good because it makes your Kegel stronger.
Like, I never bother to wee unless it's like coming out of me. But then when it comes, it comes.
No, it's like a waterfall.
It's like I must go now. Whereas you will take a wee whenever you can.
Yes.
There's a toilet and I'll be like, might just pop for a wee. You'll squeeze one out.
Well, I get worried that I'm going to need, I get like the anticipation of needing a wee is actually worse than
Weeding my knee.
Once we were on this brand trip, guys, and I got off the train and I was like, I can't do this. I actually can't hold my wee. And I went behind a billboard in the train station, and we were with beauty influencers. And the first fucking impression they got of me was that I went to do a piss behind a billboard.
And the PR girls were literally looking at me like, oh my God, like so mortified that Al had like
done that.
Well, not even done that, because I think they feel so like responsible for you having like such a perfect time. So they were obviously like so mortified that you were, you know, on the brink of about to wet yourself. So you weed in a car park behind a billboard. And I was like, guys, she's not bothered.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. She's fine. She's just weeing.
Guys, we're going to Liverpool in a couple of weeks. Sorry, I said this yesterday on the vlog, but they asked if we wanted separate rooms. Why the fuck would we want separate rooms? Neil was like, I just want to double check that you don't want separate rooms. We were like, obviously we want to share. Oh, so would normal people?
Yeah. Normal people would have their own room.
Do you think?
The work colleague, yeah, probably.
It's very intense. Yeah, have share different rooms.
No, I know they share because they share on the vlog, don't they? Yeah, they share.
Ant and Dec definitely don't share.
Ant and Dec can't be sharing. Do you think?
No. It's different. I think no.
It's different.
But they don't have tits. But
very good. Thank you.
Have to put that out, Rich.
So I love that.
That's great. Good. You could do our PR more often.
Girl bands, I know they normally don't.
They would have separate.
Because there's like more than two, so it's a bit awkward. And yeah, sometimes they have separate dressing rooms.
I wonder if Free Entrance have they have one dressing room.
They have one dressing room.
So do Ant and Dec have one.
You wouldn't want separate dressing rooms either. Like, it's so dull.
What am I going to do? Sit there and fucking plait my own hair?
What will I talk about?
Who will I play with?
I guess you'd have to get to the point where you had all your own separate team.
Yeah.
And you just loved your team, and then you just didn't really see the other team.
No.
Like two sports team going to like battle. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, wild.
No, that is wild. Guys, I was going to say last week, but I thought I'd save it. I'm like so single at the moment, and I didn't really know how to like get back into it. But I've started reading this book, this fantasy book that's really getting my limerence going. Do you know what it is about like a tension building romance that really gets me going? I think it's because it never happens in the real world.
Yeah.
You never flirt for that long.
Agree.
I think that's why people
Especially at our age.
Yeah. I think that's why people like work flings. There's so much forbidden.
Yes.
And you can spend all day just flirting.
Yeah, that's
just
so
little
true.
bits of flirt, and it's so sexy. Like,
so true.
I thought I was going to have that with the boys upstairs, and then they've really gone quiet.
The problem is, I sometimes think when the
Boring.
flirting goes on too long, the reality of the actual thing is not as good as it would never be as good as you thought it would.
I was talking to Ali D about this the other day because we were talking about Field, which is obviously a dating app that kind of, how do I say this?
It's based on your sexual preferences.
Yes,
rather
that's
than
the
like,
forefront of the information is what you...
As opposed to like a dating preference.
And we were talking about it. We were like, isn't it funny? Because almost like knowing that straight away takes away the element of suspense.
Yeah.
That is quite sexy about meeting a stranger.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's nice to know, like, especially if you have like quite a niche kink, it's obviously quite nice to know that someone shares that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if you know, like, your date likes tantric sex, the tantric sex you then have isn't going to be like, well, this surprising or maybe even exciting.
I think that's why dating your friends isn't very sexy, because there's no element of surprise. You know them so intimately as a person, and so like the only thing that could surprise you is like sex, and like
yeah, and if you know all of that about them, you're like, well, I kind of expected. Also, you allow yourself anyway to like expect the best, like especially when you're like fantasizing about someone, you know, you imagine like, oh my God, it's going to be X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And then if they've already set your bar here by telling you that they're like a tantric sex god, your like imagination is going to be here.
Yeah.
And then your reality could be so different.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm having a love affair with a book, because my reality is never going to be shattered. I'm never going to
Yeah.
experience that. I'm
Well,
just imagining it.
Unless it's not as good, unless what they do is not as good as what you think it might be.
Yeah, they haven't actually done anything yet, guys. I'm halfway through the book and there hasn't even been a kiss. Now that is sexual
Too
tension
much,
building.
yeah.
But then that's life, isn't it? Like, you know, I haven't had a kiss in months.
No, but if you've been sexual tension building with someone, babe, for that long, as they haven't, it's been weeks.
I would love to sexual tension build like that, but I've got no one to play with. No one will do it with me.
Also, no offense to you, lots of love. You haven't got that self-restraint.
Yeah.
Like,
It would just have to be with someone that really didn't fancy me and didn't want to have me, and I was just like playing one-sided.
basically, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget about that. Well, because I go so long, and then I just think, oh, I'm desperate now.
But that's what I mean about dating in the real world. It's just so, listen, so you and I.
Yeah, I'm not going to date for 250 pages before I even get a kiss. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that because I've got things to do.
Things to do, places to be, people to see.
Needs
So
to
have
meet.
you been on field?
No.
Are you going to?
Don't know.
My friends have recently been on it. Two of them, both have got very different experiences. One of them went on a date with a guy who was drunk
No.
and was saying some very wild things. She didn't feel like he wasn't inappropriate with her. It was more just like a wild date story, like you're weird.
Yeah.
And then the other one's having a great time. So
Really? Like
yeah.
dating multiple people?
Yeah.
I think there's always that like horrible thing as well. I mean, you would hope on field that everyone is really good at communicating and like setting boundaries because obviously they're so like,
Open with it.
yeah, and like sex positive. But I don't like the idea of the like kind of sexy chat before and then getting there and really not being in the mood for it with that person. Do you know what I mean? And then having to articulate because with field, you really have put sex on the table first. Like
Yeah.
that's what you've done. And you haven't, I guess, because that's not like, it's not saying you have to go on the date and you have to do your crazy kink the first night you meet them. But it does feel a tiny bit like, wow, we've really like laid our cards out here. No cards to unfold.
Yeah.
My hand is clear. I've
Yeah.
got a flush. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like, if you don't engage in that, then it's kind of disappointing for all parties, I suppose, because you've gone in with that in mind, at least. Yeah, I know I need to start like swiping again. I'm just having a bit of or I need to start going out again. But I'm so knackered. Can't go out.
Babe, you don't need to do it if you don't want it. The thing is, I think a lot of it is like it's not going to be fun if you're not in the mood.
But I don't want a relationship. I do want a shag. So I need to solve that. Because
Wine
feeling
Gums
it.
is in your Wine Gums is in your DMs. I don't know what you're doing sleeping on him. He's just
Will I really though?
yeah, why not? It's easier than going out. Do you know how you're knackered?
We did have good sex. He's a guy that I dated. Because basically, how crazy is this? One night after a date, we'd got a bit like, I think we must have got a bit bevved. So we stopped at Tesco Express on the way home. He was like, should we get a share bag? I was like, crazy. Yeah, let's get a share bag.
Come on.
And he picks up a bag of wine gums. And I was like,
As a share bag, that was his choice.
I've never known anyone pick a wine gum share bag as the share bag of choice. I've never known it. I've genuinely never known
I
it.
actually also hate wine gums. Like I really would judge
Maybe
you.
like my nan at Christmas might have wine gums. Like genuinely, that's the only time I've ever encountered a wine gum. I don't know wine gums.
God, I actually forgot that they existed because they're so obsolete.
What's the normal choice?
A Malteser.
Or
We're
a
so boring.
minstrel.
A minstrel.
No, last night.
Those aero
Oh my
bubbles.
god, they were delicious. The aero bubbles, yeah.
Minty, delish.
Yeah.
Minty
Or
goodness.
M&Ms. I love.
Oh, peanut
M&M.
M&M. Now that'll get me going.
If I was to pick a sweet, it would in a share
Fantastic.
bag.
Haribo Star Mix. No, what's the one with the little people? We like them.
Yeah, that's the.
What's that called?
Dolly, no.
Oh, they're
Not
not
Dolly.
Star Mix. They're not Tang Classics.
What are they called? Guys, what are they called?
Yeah, the Jelly Men. Yeah, we like them.
Jelly Men, we love the Jelly Man. I could eat my body weight in Jelly Man, actually.
What
Oh.
other sweets?
Oh, it's making me hungry. Is it
Candy
ketchup?
kittens. I do love.
Really?
Candy.
I find them a bit chewy. Sorry, Jay.
Oh, so I like them. I like a chewy sweet.
That's why
They're
But
nice.
that's why they're not as chewy as a candy kitten. They
No,
sink
but-
down.
Jelly babies.
Jelly
Oh,
babies.
I love Jelly Babies.
Do you?
I love them.
Jelly baby sits with a wine gum for me.
No, because a wine gum doesn't even have any flavour, and it's like
Also, if you're then going to snog someone, do you know how much they stick to your
also,
mouth?
It's matte. That's my main issue with a wine
It's
gum.
matte.
It's matte.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
I thought that's
They're-
what you're talking about, the little jelly pen.
No.
No, you know
You don't even know a wine gum, sis, because no one eats wine gums.
I don't eat sweets.
She's such a temple, that girl behind
No, I
there.
just eat chocolate.
Yeah,
You don't like
I'm a
sweets?
chocolate girl for sure.
Or
I
baked
used
goods.
to devour sweets, and then I had to stop because my dentist said your teeth really are going to fall out.
Because you did really have to get
Yeah.
a tooth removed.
Yeah, I've got a fake tooth because that genuinely is because when I started working, I genuinely, I reckon, went through 3 or 4 packets of sweets a week. I'm not joking. I was
What
a
was
sweet
your sweet kind of go-to sweet? at
candy
work?
kittens.
Really?
I do like
There's
And
nothing in a candy kitten. Isn't that the point of them? Aren't they like no sugar?
no, they're vegan. No,
Oh.
babe, there's lots of sugar in candy kittens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought natural sweeteners or something.
They're definitely vegan. I know that. I don't
I
think
thought they were like fruit-based.
yeah, but so is everything.
God, he's so good with his marketing.
Yeah.
I like a jelly snake. You know, the natural jelly
Oh
snake.
my God, I used to love those.
Sorry, I love a Percy Pig.
Nah, I don't like it's too foamy.
Oh, I love foamy
I
ones.
like the fizzy tails.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good.
candy kittens. I'll have honest ingredients. No nasties, no gelatin, no palm oil, no fake flavors.
A bit of sugar.
Lots of
Bit of
sugar.
Oh, right. Well, I message wine gums then. Just saying.
I think if that's what you're after, if you
I'm
don't,
really sexually frustrated.
if you
yeah.
don't want a boyfriend or a
I
date,
think that's why I'm so angsty at the moment. I just had that big period. I'm just feeling a bit like I need my needs met.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Yeah, that's what I need.
I think that if that's all you're in the market for, then why not? As
I
much
definitely don't want a boyfriend.
do you know what I mean? Then
No
it's easier
way.
than getting on the apps. What are you gonna do? Fucking message someone new?
Well, that's why I was talking about Field.
Yeah, but what are you gonna? Sorry, this
What's
might
my
be-
kink?
Yeah,
God. Bum stuff. I'm joking.
no judgment.
Your bum, not mine. The boys would be like,
Don't say anything.
no, but that's the problem. I don't know what I'd put.
This is the thing I think.
like all of it, anything, not that, a
Not
bit
for
of that.
anything.
Do you know what I
But
mean?
this is what I mean. I do think Field is only good if you are really
You have a
specific.
king.
Yeah,
I don't
because
think my
otherwise
friends
it's just
do.
like, huh?
I don't
They
think
did
my
they
friends
just
do.
put like sex past, like whatever you want.
wants some. Yeah.
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 I like it. And I like it now. Yeah, maybe that could be my king. No strings attached.
Yeah.
And I genuinely like it.
3 shags max.
Yeah,
And then
3
you're
shag.
out.
I would just want to shag a mum.
Also, you have to consent to being a TikTok topic. Sorry.
I will talk about you, but I'll give you a nickname. You can pick. Yeah, I could write all of this down. Maybe people would find that kinky to be spoken about after. Like, you never know.
You never know.
What was the White Lotus king? Sorry, Rahana, we will start. When Gary, wanted to
Have a
what?
threesome.
But
I know, sorry,
not
he wanted to
even
watch his girlfriend.
flirting and like picking up a
Cuckold.
guy. Is that what it
Sorry,
is?
don't
It's
know
called
why I said
cuckold
that.
king.
The cold, yeah.
Yeah, because then she would take him, start shagging him. He would break in on them,
And then start doing it.
get rid of the guy. No. He'd then get with the girl.
Yeah, he
No.
shagged his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My nail's just broken.
Don't
Porn
worry.
has,
Go
porn
today.
has ruined so much.
What has?
Porn.
Porn.
Because that
know.
is such a porny thing.
That's so porny. That is classic porn. Come home. Also, the fact that he watches for a bit because he like low-key likes it, and then he gets to be like the
Like-
big man that like takes her away from the other little man in the corner.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd write, Rahana. Just like up for a good time, probably. I would be like, can you make sure that you're like, good and nice to me?
Also, you're not allowed into my house. I must come to yours. So make sure you've got a clean bed.
I know. Yeah, I actually have never, like, confession, I've never had sex in my bed.
No, I don't think that's a confession.
That's a flex.
I think that's a flex.
Do you think?
Yeah. No, I think it's good. It's like,
Yeah, it's safe space.
Yeah.
And no memories, no lasting memories. If I ever think of anyone, I think about their space. That's quite nice.
Yes.
Like, I don't think about my own bed. And it's a brand new bed. So I've
This
actually
is-
never had sex on that bed.
That's what I always think about. Sorry, we're so off topic here. But
Sorry,
like,
I
you know,
can't get
people
back.
that get divorced or
You've got to
sadly
get a new bed.
widowed. I just always
Oh, the
or a new
widows, maybe.
house.
You need to.
House.
Do you know what shocks me? When people in to the marital home. So say you're dating someone who used to be married.
Oh,
He stays
that
in the
is
house,
wild.
and
I
you
agree.
move into the
I
house.
agree.
It's wild.
The ex has a key.
I
probably.
agree.
You have to at least change the locks.
You know what else is wild?
What?
That we haven't
Intro
introduced.
card. Sure.
Right, guys. Welcome to Leave a Message. This is not a kink podcast.
Nor is it my therapy to try and decipher what I need from the world. Sorry.
What it is a good time space
A safe space.
for the galleys.
An open space. It's like field for female friendships. Darling, anything goes.
Yes. No
Anything
judgment.
goes.
Absolutely no judgment.
Yeah, put whatever you want on your profile here. Voice note, whatever. Like, literally, we've had it all, guys. You cannot shock us.
This is what I always think. I think people get nervous. I think guys go back and listen to some of those episodes. Don't believe the shit that people send in. Don't worry about
It's
it.
safe. You're safe here. This week, the galleys will be called
Candy.
That's brilliant, Rana. That was witted. I like it a lot.
I don't know why I'm so nervous sending this, but hi Annie, hi G, hi Rohan. I just fell into the bike because I'd lost it. Like that year, and I gotten back from Thailand for 2 months. I know, so it's very original. And like I got back well over a month ago. The only problem is now I'm moving house. And then I'm thinking uni this September. And none of these things are like, to be fair, they are all big things. They are all big things. And yeah, I basically just want advice on how to deal with big things. I'm struggling with that. It's hard to like move house and not think about everything that's happened over the past 7 years. Like 7 years doesn't even feel that long. It feels like time's moved so slowly, yet so fast. And I feel like I'm looking at my room. Like I've done so much in this room, like my GCSEs, my A levels. I've cried, I've laughed, I've done everything in this room, and it just like freaks me out. I kind of ignored it. Anyway, sorry, Rahada. I think this is too long, but I love you as well. You're all amazing.
Oh, babe. You are, I know I can say this with my chest, you are not alone. Like, I know multiple people going through various transitions at various ages, and hearing you speak like that, I can literally remember being 19, 20, like I was so old when I went to uni. But
Also, I just want to be like, I don't know. I know we can't do this, but I want to, like, give you all the other galleys and RDMs to be like, guys, you're
all in the same
experiencing
boat.
the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's feeling the same way. And like, it's 18, 19, 20, 21 are genuinely, you couldn't pay me £1 million to go back there.
Because you go through it, don't you? Go through it
Oh my
twice. So you go through your
God.
first transition where you decide to go to uni, and that is, fuck me, that first year.
Your first day, that first week.
I
oh
sobbed.
my God.
When my parents left halls,
Me too. I just sat on my bed.
I sat on my bed and just cried. I just cried.
And then you just feel sick, like nauseous, like can't eat, can't sleep, can't do anything really.
I mean, I was so lucky. This is so funny, but my first day in halls, I was sobbing. I just heard this knock at my door, and it was little Ellis, who's like literally like got me through uni. I wouldn't have stayed without her. And she was like, "I'm feeling a bit weird. Do you want to go for a drink?" Just met her, and I was like,
Really?
"Yeah." And like honestly, she was like my best friend for 3 years. I was so like lucky to have her.
That is lucky.
But like, it is the most isolating, scary, confusing time. And then I hate to say it, you go through another transition when you leave.
Well, I
Because
actually
then
think
you're
that
like, wait, what?
no, because then I think uni like is one big fat transition in itself, because you're kind of transitioning.
Every year you transition, because then you're like, who are you living with and what are you?
But also like, there's so much to, I don't know, you transition into someone that you think people want to be friends with, but like maybe that's not actually the person that you want to be. And then like you mold yourself, you become such a social chameleon at uni.
Yeah.
Where, to live with people, then like,
Well,
then
even like you do some things that might be out of character to you because you're trying
Right.
things and you're experimenting and
or you're trying to fit in.
you're trying to fit in, or you're just trying to figure it out. Like, do I like it? Do I not like it? Like, and also you feel it's such a weird time because you feel so way too young to be doing any of it,
And
but you
it's
also feel so grown up.
But it's,
Like, you feel both at the same time.
I just felt like it's so unanchoring. You've got
Yeah.
nothing really to like ground you. Like
Yeah.
even when you go home, you're like, this is weird.
Yes, it is.
Because like, what
Or
is my
even your
life?
home friends, like
Feel
that
weird.
dynamic changes, and then you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, why does something that's been so normal to me feel strange?
Yeah.
And then
You leave,
and then you leave, and then you have to get a big girl job,
and then you have to transition into like the real world.
and it's normally a job you don't want,
Yeah.
or or
And that
you're
pays you nothing.
always paying nothing. You've got no money, like.
And then you just have a big fat identity crisis because you're like, well, who am I and what do I actually want to do with the rest of my entire life?
When I look back now, I fully think I spent 5 years of my life in survival.
100%.
Fight or flight survival.
Me
Like,
too.
and don't get me wrong, I low levels still have that. But oh my God, so much less over the past 2 years.
Also, I do think when you're young, you think you have to have it all figured out by 30. Like there is this, I just remember feeling like, oh my God, I'm 21. What am I going to do? Like,
Why
I
does
have
it?
to-
Yeah, and it's suddenly like time suddenly goes like so quickly,
Yeah.
and you're like, What? Also, it's a lot. Like, I remember really, because I had 2 years out. Well, I went to drama school and then I had a year out. And I remember, like, I was like, when I meant to just like write this essay, I literally remember being like, sorry, I don't know that I can do that. Like, even the work is so different and like from what you've been doing in your A levels.
Get right, babe. Here's the thing. Number one, you will get through it. No matter what, for a fact,
You will get through
you
it.
will get through it.
1 foot in front of the other, 1 day at a time, you'll get through it.
Number two, okay, if we're talking specifically about going to uni, because I feel like maybe that's contributing a lot to your anxiety right now, which obviously fair enough.
Yes.
First of all, it hasn't happened yet. Worry twice. Worry now, worry twice.
Mm-hmm.
You might get there, babe, and have the most life-affirming experience of all time. Like you
Meet your people.
yeah.
Enjoy your course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And number three, if you stop, like I actually think in general, this whole thing about uni is that people put this, and I definitely did this to myself. You put this pressure on yourself to be like, I'm gonna have the best 3 years of my life, and
This is where you meet your best friends.
Love.
This is where you fall in love.
and this is where you
get
find who
first.
you
This
are, and like
yeah.
this is fuck all of that.
Because who cares?
Do you know what I mean? And actually, I do think so much of the beauty of the messiness of uni is the messiness.
Yeah.
Because you come out the other side and you think, God, I wouldn't do that again. And I
Yeah,
wouldn't pick
because
them
you're
again.
allowed. You're allowed to do stuff that you don't
things.
get away with, like when you get into the real world. Like you're really allowed to be like,
It's a training ground. That's
Yeah.
all that uni is.
and you have to use it as that.
just practice. Just practice.
Yeah.
If you get it wrong, if you shag someone you're not meant
Yeah.
to, if you say something bitchy, it doesn't matter. None of
Yeah.
it matters.
Yeah.
The only thing that really matters is that you show up and that you work hard for you.
Yeah.
And
looks like.
give it your best shot, honestly. And that you go with good intentions. Honestly, babe, that's all that anyone could ever, like, you could ever ask of yourself.
Also, it's so fine, like now and throughout your life, to feel a bit funny during times of transition. Like transition is really difficult, especially if you're like a creature of habit.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to suddenly be thrown into a completely different environment.
Well, also, uni is, for most people, the first time there is a transition in your life.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's so unnerving.
Sorry, and they put you in that box room and you're like, I want to just sleep here by myself. Like it's the concept of it is obviously so weird. Like, especially if you've never been to like boarding school or anything, like it is weird.
Yeah,
to,
it's
like,
weird.
Suddenly be in halls. It's like, sorry, I don't really understand what this is. Like, and it just takes a minute. Like, that's what I would say. And like what like me and my friends used to talk about all the time. It's like for lots of us, it didn't click straight away. Like we
Also-
had to wait to get our like to find our people, to get in our groove, to find a rhythm that we like, to enjoy ourselves. Like we really had to like take our time.
Also, I just want to say, even if it, like, I don't think it ever really clicked for me. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I went to uni, I made friends with, I was meant to originally live in a house of 8 girls. Then 4 of us, we split into 2. I then didn't become, like, I wasn't friends with the other half of that group the whole time. Then I lived with these girls that, you know, dropped me like a hot potato the second that we left uni. And now I don't really have any friends from uni. And like,
Mhm.
because I'm fine.
Yeah.
So it's just, at the time, obviously, it feels like the rest of your life hangs on this one thing.
That's the thing. There's so much pressure, like from jumping from GCSEs to A levels to uni. It constantly feels like, okay, if I don't get this right, the next bit won't be right. And it's like, guys, I want to just tell everyone, I do not use my first class degree in journalism at uni. Like it couldn't.
It doesn't mean anything.
It does not matter. Like I also graduated in uni, and I think that's why I got a first class. I'm sure I should have got like a 2-2 or something, but I think they went easy on me because we weren't there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think like you think it matters so much, and I get it because they also make you feel like it does.
Well, also, like, from even a career perspective, and like, they make it out like the degree you choose is going to dictate the rest of your life.
And you can only ever do that job or that next step or that, and it's just the
bullshit. It's just bullshit.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking about your like childhood bedroom. I like just take bits you really do love and like make it feel a bit like home in your new space. Or if you don't love anything in your childhood bedroom, take this opportunity to make it completely your own.
Yeah.
And make it your like space, because that really helped me in halls. I like really to decorate the shit out of that shoebox, and like it felt like home. Before we continue with this week's episode of Leave a Message,
If you want to be part of our group chat, make sure you leave us a voice note using all the details in the episode description.
now this can be about anything. Obviously, sometimes we ask you for specific topics, but if you've got a story that you think girls need to hear this, then get voice noting.
Any number 2?
Yeah.
Hi, galleys. Love the pod. I just wanted to leave a message to see if you can offer any advice and guidance for me. So I've been with my partner for about a year. They're non-binary lesbians, so we both have the lady parts. And we do have an excellent sex life. But a few months into the relationship, we decided that we should spice things up a bit by purchasing a strap-on kit. We've only used it twice, and both times it gave me thrush. Not ideal. Doesn't like having thrush. I am quite prone to thrush, but I also have very limited experience with penetrative sex. So I just wanted to know if you Callies might have any lighter ideas into how my partner and I can make better use of the equipment we have invested in. Do we just need to lube it up a bit more? Should we get a different one, maybe made out of a different material? Is that what's irritating me? I'm quite sensitive. Any advice that you have as people, more familiar with the penetrative sex, would be much appreciated. And I'm also more than happy to send a follow-up voice note to let you know if the advice works, if you use this one. Love you, Callies.
Yeah, between the two of us, we've got a vast
I
amount of
think we've got it
experience in this
covered.
area,
Yeah.
and we're not lesbians, so that says something.
I actually that a lot in your comment section.
What?
Whether you guys are together.
Yeah,
Oh my
they
God,
do.
every comment, yeah. Maybe one day we'll stalk and post it. I don't know, guys.
Put it behind a paywall.
Yeah, that'll be our OnlyFans. We're just right, girls. Okay, lots to discuss. My first thought was the lube you're using. Are you using enough, or is the lube irritating you?
It's got to be the
Water-based.
vegan, natural one.
It's got to be water-based, 100%.
And no funny smell,
No.
or scent,
No.
anything like
Hanks do a
flavours.
really nice lube that I swear by.
Durex
actually.
also do a natural one.
A
That's
natural one.
better.
Yeah. You need to just make sure. But yeah, I think definitely like lube up. Like don't be shy on the
No,
lubing.
go heavy on.
I'd go heavy lube.
My other thing about thrush, I have to say, is that you can actually just be prone to it. I won't name her, the woman that gave birth to me.
oh yeah.
That really mysterious lady. She
Prone to UTIs.
And oh my God, my mum can eat too much bread. I'm not joking.
And get thrush.
Like it just happened.
Yeah. Also, I do think thrush can be quite ebby flowy.
Yeah.
I used to get thrush. Well, I don't know to mix up. Maybe that's why. But I used to even in different relationships. I used to get thrush more often than not. So I feel like you can also
Well, the
get a
holistic
bit used
community,
to.
we've talked about this before.
Oh, I know.
They would say that, listen, I'm sure that this is not the case in this instance, but just to throw it out there, they would say that means your juju is off.
I know, because when have I told you the story before? I can't remember. But when I was working on Saturn Returns with Caggie Dunlop, she had this woman on the podcast, and I remember listening to the episode and being like, "Oh my God, I need to break up with my boyfriend
To thrush.
because I had thrush."
Yeah.
And this woman was literally like,
It's your body
"If
rejecting
your
it.
body is telling you, then it does not like your sexual partner." I don't think that is scientifically correct, and I think that you can get thrush from someone you love. And just thrush.
You can get thrush from bread, okay? Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Guys, the weeing, once you've done your penetration fun, you sit on that toilet.
Oh my God, I would sit there for half an hour.
You've got to get it all out.
All
and that
out.
is genuinely because we're actually doing something about UTIs at the moment for content. I've been doing a lot of research. This is great timing. The weeing
So
is
you have
really
to wee,
serious. You
'cause it
have to
flushes it
do.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously the equipment you're using isn't bodily and doesn't have any fluid coming out of it, but still you've been penetrated. So I just think it's best to just sit. And if you are using lube, you want to just flush all of that out your system. You've got to do a big old win. You got to sit there.
Okay, my other thing is when you wipe, this is an obvious thing,
Front to back.
always, especially after penetrative sex.
Surely no one does the opposite.
No, but you might just do like a little tap.
Or you might
Got to,
just
you've got to actively.
you might wipe
wipe.
back to front of just your nerd because
Yeah.
you're trying to scoop the lube out.
got to
You've
go.
got to go.
all the way.
Yeah, you could
Right.
even hop straight in the shower. That could become a part of your sexy routine. You could get in there together afterwards, make sure everything's
Don't
washed
wash
out.
your food.
Not with soap.
No, never. So get in the shower, but I would just get the shower head and just do a
Hose, yeah.
rinse. Yeah.
Oh, I'd have a little rinse.
Yeah.
Maybe it's worth them having separate
toys.
Yeah.
So you have your own
Yeah.
strap on.
Just in case you're passing it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, maybe do have a look at the material. I don't know.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. I actually did have a strap on and I couldn't tell you what it
True.
was. Yeah. Just some. Sorry. You just go private. I don't have it anymore. I left it with my sexual partner at the time.
Right, yes.
So we don't have one now. So I can't look at the
Anatomy.
thank you. Yeah. But yeah, like that's a really good point because actually it goes in you, in someone else. It's going everywhere. So it's
Yeah,
good to maybe
we're
separate the two.
operating under a one-way system here.
Yes,
And
currently there is a one-way system, so that's different.
Different.
Cranberry juice. Are you drinking lots of cranberry juice? I don't know whether that's a myth, but
No,
they used to get
that-
thrush a lot
That's the holistic. Because before they had meds, guys, people were getting thrush and UTIs.
and using, herbal medicine.
yeah.
You could also make sure you just have some of those sachets in, little canister. It's not ideal, but
Yeah, it's really the pits, I have to say. It's awful.
thrush is awful. Oh, it makes me feel
Especially when
sick.
it's reoccurring.
Yeah. And you feel like you can't get rid of
But
it.
it's really bad, by the way. Go to the doctor because they will give you some medication.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, that is what you have to do, sadly.
Because you've got to be able to play.
It's so sad, though, when you just get rid of it and then you, like, get scared to go again.
I know.
That is really
Yeah, you don't want to
bad.
fear your strap on, do you?
UTIs and thrush are two different things, though.
Yeah, sorry, they
So
are.
UTIs are much...
It's like cystitis.
Yeah, and like that is something that you can get meds for. But caniston is for thrush.
Yeah.
And just lather. The cream is the best, in my opinion.
No, I love the pill.
Well, you got to take it all in tandem, but definitely
Yeah.
the cream.
When you put that pen up your fanny and then it's all in your knickers the next day. It's
Oh,
so
I've
wild.
never done that.
Have you not?
No, I don't like the suppository. That freaks me out.
Because I used to get so much thrush, but babe, honestly, it's like it sucks it out of you and it's all in your knickers the next day. It's wild.
Really?
White powder.
I would take the oral pill and the
Oh,
cream.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like
Oh, no,
it,
sorry, I
yeah.
have done a suppository. It comes in that weird plastic
Yeah.
thing. Oh, yeah. No, that is so spooky.
It's spooky.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you're like, wow, my thrush is in my pants.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Should we do a roundup?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Right, candy number one.
Candy number one, firstly, thank you, because I feel like there might be a lot of people listening that are going to really resonate with that. And that's really nice.
I know that you're not alone, and we are obviously sending you all our love, but I don't know how we can join you all together.
I know we need to
Join
make
forces.
a way. Well, we do know actually. We're working on something for freshers.
I know, but it needs to be an online, you need to be able to talk to each other.
Yeah, we need to make a forum.
Yeah, we need to make Mumsnet for the galleys net.
We need Mum's net for all these issues. Good point.
Love you.
Love you, and one step at a time.
And candy number two, I would
Change your lube.
change
Number
your
one,
lube.
JIC.
Pee after sex,
Lots of peeing.
wiping front to back, caniston,
On tap.
rinsing but no soaping.
Yes. One dildo each.
Yeah, one-way system. And anything else? I think that's it.
Have fun, girls.
Also, femme fresh is a myth.
Yeah.
Wait, a myth
Sorry,
which
if you guys-
way?
As in, like, it's not good for your pH
Thank
balance.
you. Yes. Sorry, I just didn't know whether you were saying it was a myth that it's bad because I think it's universally known that fresh is not good for the intimate
I
area.
think people know.
You're just not really meant to put anything. It's like, it does fully, guys. It's
Let
meant
it look after
yeah,
itself.
it's meant to clean itself.
She's an independent woman, the person between your legs. So just
Yeah.
let her be.
yeah.
Let her execute her, independence. Right, should we have question of the week? We wanted to just hone in on voice note number one because we feel like lots of people will be feeling in a period of transition, maybe at the moment or have been. The question was, do you have any favourite quotes, mantras, or bits of advice for a galley going through a hard time? Rejection is redirection. Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
Love that. If you won't worry about it in 5 years, don't worry about it for 5 minutes.
Someone else in 5 years, will it really matter?
That's really good.
Oh, I like this. The grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah.
Nurture what you have.
Yes, good. A problem shared is a problem halved. Make sure to hold your loved ones close or your favourite podcast hosts. I don't know.
Oh, I like this. Fate loves the fearless. Go for it, babes. The universe will reward you for your courage. I really do believe that.
Wow. No rain, no flowers.
So
Ain't that the
true.
truth? The tulips on my balcony are thriving at the moment because we've had a bit of rain. And I was trying to be miserable
One
about it this
day of
morning.
rain.
Exactly. And I woke up this morning and my tulips, right orange they are.
Really?
And I spoke to Roger yesterday, my downstairs neighbour. Sorry, I just hijacked this lovely little bit of advice and mantras. But I spoke to Roger and I said to him, God, those flowers are looking gorgeous. You know those flowers at the front of the garden, aren't they pretty? He said, God, they're amazing. He said, well, they could be brighter. And I said, Roger, and no,
Roger,
do not bring that pessimism in.
You need to read Roger some of those.
Yeah,
I like this.
Out to him.
those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind. I love that. Oh, this is for you, babe. Candy number 2. This is just a chapter, not the whole story. Keep turning the pages.
Really good. You already made your past self proud. Sweet. You're the only one who remembers that weird thing you said in a conversation
Yes,
once.
so true.
That is so true. You're the only one that remembers. This one's nice. We try again tomorrow. We just wake up and we try again tomorrow.
Storms pass.
Storms do pass. This too shall pass. He's just a boy. For anyone struggling with any F boys out there, just a boy. At first I cared, but then I thought, fuck this. Brilliant. Brilliant. Hopefully that helped. You can play that little segment to yourself when you're feeling sad. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. We hope you have an incredible Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whenever you're listening.
Please keep the voice notes coming. We really, really need you. There's no pod without you. So
Make sure you're subscried. Make sure you're giving us 5-star
you're
reviews.
subscribed. Make sure you share it with a friend.
Yeah, please share it with friends.
And love you all so much. See you next week.
Love you.
Bye.